the album that I wanted to make, and I'm out there, I'm out there doing it, and couldn't be happier.
Well, you know what I like about your story is that you already had an album out before you even got to Idol, and you were already working as a musician. It's not like you just happened to fall into it. You were already a hardworking musician. You got a break, and you used it, and you turned out the champion too.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, for a long while before I ever went out for American Idol, I was writing music and performing and on the road and doing things like that. And songwriting has always been a big thing for me in my career. And growing up listening to the Cat Stevenses and the Paul Simons and Tom Waits, all that kind of stuff. At a very young age, it really it just opened my mind to telling stories through music and lyrics and things like that. And that's just very young. I decided that's what I wanted to do. And when American Idol came around at first, it wasn't something I was gung ho about necessarily. It was I went from playing in bars and doing that whole thing to the nitty gritty kind of thing to this show. And but at the end of the day, it turned out to be one of the hardest things I've ever done in my entire life. And,
I'm sure, yeah.
I'll always be grateful and appreciative of it, and the fans I made, being on the show, but also the fans I made after the show. And it's so gratifying when someone comes up to me and says, I never watched you on Idol, but I just heard your song, and I love that, because to me it's really about the music, and I try to keep it about that.
Again, I'm speaking to Lee DeWyze. You can find out more about Lee and his music and his appearances at LeeDeWyzeOfficial.com. That's DEWYZE at Lee DeWyze on Twitter. Lee's going to be at Yoshi's this Thursday, the 13th, 8 p.m. Go ahead, get yourself a couple tickets. Go to Yoshis.com for that. So you said Chicago, and then you came out to L.A. to do the Idol thing. What's the music scene in Chicago like for people who don't know?
Well, I mean, there's definitely you have all sorts of different kind of music out there. I mean, there's definitely there's a blues scene. There's definitely I guess you call it a jam band scene. And growing up, there was in the suburbs out there was definitely like this punk scene going on as well. So growing up, I always had a lot of different kind of musical things going on around me, especially when I'd drive out to the city, and play a gig here, play a gig there, and I could make $50 a night, playing for 3 hours in a corner of a bar here, and I could do that at all these bars. So, hey, that's how I did my thing. And but yeah, I mean, it's definitely it's a beautiful city, and it's a great music city, and I always love every opportunity I get to go back there. But part of the experience for me is being able to travel. I love traveling. I love seeing different parts of the country and the world. And, I always love checking out the music scene in different places, especially when I go play a show somewhere. I always look to see who's playing around nearby. And, I always want to get a good feel of, the local scene and things like that, because it's really, music really can shape a community, you know what I mean? And for me, San Francisco is one of those places where it's just so eclectic, it's so artistic, and just to be coming up there, I mean, alone is just exciting, and at a place like Yoshi's with such a great history and things. So I'm excited to come out there, see the fans, and they're the oil in the engine, you know what I mean? So it's gonna be fun.
That's well put. San Francisco's a great spot. It doesn't matter what kind of music you play, as long as you're good at it, you'll be well received up here, and obviously you are. Who is going to be in your band on Thursday that you're playing with?
I'm going to be with my band. I got my banjo player, trumpet player, and my drummer.
And these are long-time collaborators?
Yeah, man, we've been friends for a while now, and we've been playing in there. There's some of the better players around, in my opinion, and we all just mesh really well. And it's a fun show too. I mean, it's one thing to go out and see someone with an acoustic guitar singing songs, whatever, and that's always a great time. But we definitely try to bring that other element to it, and it's fun. The crowd gets involved. We have a good time, and we got the new record Frames out now, so we'll be out there playing all those new songs, some of the old ones, and. But at the same time, we're excited to just get out there and play.
Absolutely, yeah. Frames available on iTunes, by the way. And also you can pick up the single Flight that we were just listening to off your website, LeeDeWyzeOfficial.com.
Yeah, check out the single and check out the album. And it was a good experience writing the record. On the record itself, we made a studio version and an acoustic version. So there's a little bit of something for everybody in there. One maybe if you got your summer drive and you want to get loud in the car. The other ones if sit on the porch having a glass of wine. So there's a little bit of something for everybody in there.
I like that. Hey, do you feel like your style changed a lot after Idol, where you headed one direction and then you got a lot of influences from different professionals and then it went a different way?
I would say that my style didn't change after Idol. I would say that, if anything, I feel that I kind of went back to what I was originally about. Before Idol and before, some of the bands that have come out as of recent, where there's banjos and trumpets and all these things. Like I was doing that stuff, back when I was 16 and 17.
Right.
My influences being the Paul Simons, the Kingston Trios, and things like that. But I was making albums like that, music like that beforehand. So for me, when I went on Idol, I was kind of put in a position where I felt I needed to change a little bit of, the style or this or that to kind of mold well with what was going on around me.
Right.
And then, I put out a record after Idol, which, I'm always proud of everything I've done. I put my name on it, of course, proud of it. But at the same time, I feel like this last record, Frames of Mine, is really the album that I've always wanted to make. And it almost feels like the first record I've ever made because I have that feeling of just, that excitement, that anxiety, all those things that go into making a record. I have those things again. And I just feel like every other album I've made or everything that's happened up to this point happened so I can make this record. And for me, the response from it has just been awesome. I mean, not only the album itself, but we've had opportunities to have our songs, in the TV show Rain, Nashville, Heart of Dixie. So it's just been received really well, and to have people understand that this is really who I am as an artist feels really good, and it's really exciting.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations on all the success. You definitely earned it. I just love the idea that you were a hardworking musician, and you, as you said, you didn't even particularly want to try out, but you did, and it's not like you had all your hopes and aspirations pinned on winning American Idol. You just happened to win it, and that just fueled the success that probably was going to take place anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I try not to think about the past too often. Not like, well, what if this, what if that? But
right.
At the end of the day, I do know that no matter what, I would have always been making music. I would have always been a performer and a writer. And for me, I know that Idol. I know that Idol's a big thing, and I know it's huge, and I'll always appreciate that, and I love that, and I hold that near and dear to my heart. But the opportunity to now show people what it is that I'm about, not only as an artist, but as a person, as a writer, as a poet or storyteller, however anyone wants to put it, the opportunity to be able to write songs the way I want to write them and to do what I want to do. It's almost like this is my opportunity to actually, I don't want to use the word prove myself because I never do things to prove anything necessarily, but I definitely feel like it's my chance to finally show people what I'm really capable of and what it is that I'm about, because there's a lot more to it than just season this, that, American Idol winner. And lots of times people will ask me, is it something that you regret it? I mean, there's no way I could ever regret something like that. It was one of the best experiences of my life. It's allowed me to do music as a career. It's just, I'll always be grateful and appreciative of it. And that's important because I think that lots of times there's this idea that you go on Idol, you come off, and then you hate it afterwards. And,
right.
And for me, there's definitely, it's got its ups and downs, you know what I mean? There's, I think the hardest part for me with Idol was, I think that there's a set path that people feel is laid out for you when you're off the show. And anything that goes different other than that path is just out of the norm and not right. And for me, I always knew that my path was to make this album. I knew it was to be a songwriter. I knew it was that, and I know I've always known who I am, and that's just gave me the best kickstart I could have ever had. And also, I have the best fans in the world, and I mean that wholeheartedly. They really are the best, and without their support and their motivation, I mean literally, they've been around for years now. And even when I wasn't signed, and I was just writing my record and holding off on that for a while, they were there, like, just waiting for this album. And then once it came out, they've been just so amazing with it. So having the support of fans and my family and my wife, Jonna, my friends, everyone just really understands that this is what I should be doing and this is how I should be doing it. And I'm just excited, and it's always a learning process too. So I mean, I'm always learning and I'm always figuring it out. But I think musically, I know who I am and where I stand. I guess.
That's fantastic, man. You sound very grounded, which is probably the most important thing. Again, everybody, Lee DeWyze is going to be at Yoshi's this Thursday, the 13th of February, 8 p.m. Go to yoshis.com, get yourself some tickets. Go to LeeDeWyzeOfficial.com also to pick up the new album, Frames. And Lee, you'll let us know next time you're in the Bay Area, I hope?
Oh, yeah, man, absolutely. Next time I'm out there, for sure, we'll keep in touch. And, just everybody out there at Yoshi's, we're going to have a good time. And it's going to be a fun show. We got 3 of us up there. And, come on out, bring your friends, and have a drink, and just have a good time. And next time I'm out there, we'll all get together.
Awesome. Thanks, Lee, and best of luck with the show and your future dates as well.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. And, we'll be touring this summer, so everyone can check that out on my Twitter, which is at Lee DeWyze, and my website, which is Lee DeWyze Official, and all that good stuff. I keep in touch with everybody, so check it out. Log on there and see what I'm up to. It'll be a good time.
Perfect. All right. Thanks, Lee.
Hey, thanks a lot, man. It was good talking to you.
Take care. All right, Lee DeWyze there on the phone. Very nice guy. Coming up in just a minute is going to be his song. But really quickly, I wanted to let you know that if you'd like a pair of tickets, all you have to do is give us a call here, 415-346-5376. I'll get the first winner a pair of tickets to the show on Thursday. Again, thanks to Lee DeWyze. Here's his version of U2's Beautiful Day.